Hello, happy Tuesday. Um, I just saw the podcast option pop up on Substack. I got one like on average per article, so I don't think it hurts to try to make a video. Um, this is going to be about self organization, the last cycle article, and I'm gonna try to keep the videos really candid because my articles are kind of nuts, and so people might think that I'm crazy, but I'm just a normal dude. So, yeah, I was up really late thinking about how so many people are just stacked into these crazy little spots. Like we build these massive beehives together, and we all work together. It doesn't feel like very well, but we obviously work well together. It's insane what humanity has built, and why. You know, everyone's trying to make money, right? But money's just the one thing that ties us all together because everyone can agree on money, whether you're Jewish or Palestinian or Russian or American. Everyone agrees on money. It might not be the same currency, but you can trade one for the other. So we all produce money independently, but for what cause? I don't think the cause is to produce money. Money just holds us together. What we're producing is just more growth. We are growing together. We're discovering new things. We're building bigger cities. All we're doing is getting more and more organized together. From crazy little ideas to companies that do X, we are just organizing humanity and humanity's thoughts together. And that kind of made me think, like, how did we get here? Like, do things tend to just organize themselves? Turns out they do. From little tiny atoms to molecules to cells, there's always components working together unbeknownst to each other, the reason in which they're working together in order to create the next level of whatever machine, organism, atom, solar system, galaxy. There's a force that really just pulls everything together, which is just opposing the force that pushed everything apart, like entropy, you know? I went down this whole rabbit hole of information being like the inverse of entropy, and information is just the log of things that have occurred, and that way you can see what has occurred via entropy. I don't know. That wasn't useful. It was useful, but it was just complicated. I think that yeah, things just tend to organize themselves in order to continue growing, and we have now organized ourselves ever since information started. Ever since we decided that we could, you know, export a thought of ours or more export experience because we couldn't really have thoughts until we had information. So someone drew a picture or a symbol and that turned into language and then we could think and that way we could think together and write things down. That's insane. And then once we started being able to write things down and collecting information, we could collect biological information. You know, what we had learned over the eons, um, we could write down and study. Um, and when we started doing that, we started building systems to replicate it. Even as smart as just language, that is a system that replicates human behavior. And then it also is a positive feedback loop and it helps um, create more efficient human behavior. That leads all the way to machines and computers. When we started modeling um, machines and uh, really synthetic organisms based off of ourselves, and the way machine learning works is really similar to natural selection evolution, and the way a large language model works is similar. So we started building these things not really knowing why. We just organized ourselves and built these new things to make our lives more efficient. And we didn't really realize that we were just building the next stage of evolution. I don't believe like artificial intelligence is some alien species that's going to make us extinct. It's just the next level of us. You know, it's human intelligence that we've consolidated to one place, and in that one place, it's far more powerful. And there will be levels of artificial intelligence that we still cannot perceive, just like the idea of ChatGPT 5 years ago to those not in the field seemed completely nuts. There will be stuff, but twofold that in the next 5 years. But all that's really happening is every single thing that we've ever learned and worked on together, we have put into a place, and that's why we've been self-organizing in order to continue growth and evolution um, forward. And I think that will occur outside of the human body. It just doesn't make sense for it to. Like we can't replicate fast enough. Um, Silicon systems totally can, and for that reason, um, for that reason, the next era of intelligence will not include the human body. You know, which just sounds like so stupid and insane. But I don't really see how it wouldn't, right? Like, we have artificial organs now. There are artificial hearts that work. You know, if you replace a man's heart and replace almost everything else and cure any disease, why wouldn't we turn into cyborgs? And by that thought process, all we are our thoughts. And we've already put all of those into a fucking system. You can ask it anything and it'll give you an answer. So unless it's like monkeys, like we just get left behind and like we'll still be on Earth, but we're just monkeys, and then there will be like cyborg humans that know everything and can do anything. I don't know.